This video is regarding some shocking news that just came out regarding the NYU decisions, the New York University decisions. Now, before we actually move forward, I want to tell you, whenever you actually go ahead and see a student and they're applying for, any university, let's say they apply for 5, 6, 7, sometimes 10 universities, they choose each and every university with a lot of thought process. They just don't randomly choose any university. They put in a lot of thought process. They see previous year admission statistics, etc., etc. They do a lot of research, and only after that point do they choose a university that, okay, we're going to actually spend significant amount of time and money to actually apply to this university. And of course, you know that both of these are actually resources that are not taken lightly. Students apply to NYU. A lot of students apply to NYU, and this result is definitely not what I am looking for in terms of how the university has actually treated the students. Let me actually show you stellar profiles. Let's take you to the screen right now. We are already on YMGrad.com. All you need to do over here, go into the resources and the decisions. You can actually do the same thing, exact same thing on the phone application if you want. iOS, Android, both of them, we have them. Go ahead, download them, replicate this, or just do it on the website. Right? As soon as you're logged in, you can actually access all of this data. Now, see, the important part over here is to actually type the university name as NYU, select the option, okay, and it'll do the search. Notice something over here. You'll notice a trend, okay? There are some stellar profiles over here, but all of them have received rejects. Not even a single one of them has received an admit. Okay, now you're going to be saying, oh, look, this is an admit, Yash, what is wrong with you? This is actually for industrial engineering. Okay, now in this video, I would particularly like to stick to CS. The reason is that these mass rejections have only been for the people who applied to computer science. All right, and these are all graduate students. They applied for master's programs, not even PhDs. These are graduate students for masters. Okay, you can actually turn this on if you want master's, undergrad. You can turn off undergrad, PhD. I'm not going to do this for the sake of the video for now. But you can see over here, industrial engineering, no problem. People are getting the admits, right? Then there's right over here, mechatronics, robotic engineering. People are getting the admits. Decent profiles, they're getting the admits, right? Apart from that, overall, they're also getting some discount, of course, some funding. And up until fall 2021, I used to see that NYU was actually a pretty decent university. Anyone who has an average and better than average profile, let's say around 8 GPA, decent GRE score, and not too high TOEFL, etc., right? Or even with zero WorkX, they were giving out admits and funding. And you can actually see that in the history. You can scroll down and you can see last year's admits and rejects as well. But what happens this year is all the CS people, look at this. 3.75 GPA, pretty great GRE score, and apart from that, great TOEFL, 3 research papers. That's a very rare thing to have. All of that resulted in a reject. Okay, that reject came out on 28th of January. I'm making this video just 2-3 days late because I wanted you guys to actually submit these, and I wanted to actually bring this out, so I gave you guys a little bit of time for that. Look at this, 9.2 out of 10 CGPA. Decent GRE score, decent IELTS, no WorkX, no research papers, and this person also, Jan 29th, they got a reject. Okay, again, please note the GPA over here. If this was fall 2021, I am dead sure this would have been an admit, and you can actually scroll down to see this. Take a look at this one though, 9.7 out of 10. Okay, GRE score a little bit lacking on the verbal section, right? A little bit lacking on the AWA, but apart from that, it's actually pretty great, and most students nowadays are not even submitting the GRE. Anyway, 21 months of WorkX, 3 research papers, decent TOEFL score, and what does that get this person? It gets them a reject again, right? You can take a look at it. You can scroll down, you can see all the, decent profiles. Really, I would say that these are actually much, much better than average profiles, and all of them have one thing in common. They received a reject from NYU. Now, why is that happening? I would personally like to reach out to NYU, profiles like these where, they have a lot of either research papers, a lot of good WorkX, a lot of good GPA. Now, when this is something that may happen with a university like Harvard or Stanford, we would understand, okay, look, it's very, very competitive, and students don't generally get admitted into these universities because there are, thousands of applications and only a couple dozen seats, which makes sense to us. We understand that, okay, yeah, even if someone has a 9.5 GPA and, a decent GRE score, decent profile, there may be another applicant who has, let's say, world-class research papers. and still a better profile than this applicant. Maybe they have a 9.9 GPA and world-class research papers. This is something that we understand, but this is actually completely against the trend. If you scroll down, you will see the kind of admits NYU used to give out last year. If I had to show you right now, 7.8 cybersecurity engineering. This is, let's actually find something related to computer science, right? This one right here, you can see 8.4 out of 10, they have given them a 40,000 annual US dollar compensation. I believe this may be lump sum as well, but either way, they have actually given out the admit. That part at least is correct, right? Now, again, you can see over here, 2.9 out of, this is management of technology. We'll actually take a look at one more CS one. I want to see CS ones over here. Let me just scroll down a little bit more. You see one over here. Similar profile as to the other applicants that I showed you. $8,000 funding and an admit, right? You can see this one. Similar profile, like I showed you, $9,000 of funding. This was received on Jan 9th, 2021. As you can see, similar dates, but only last year. So this was fall 2021, okay? You can see over here, all the other profiles, 8.9 GPA, they have a decent level of lump sum funding, right? Decent level of admits. Sorry, this is construction management. I actually, misread that. Either way, a lot of CS people with 8.6 GPA, basically lesser, I would say lesser than average profiles as compared to what people are applying with this year, right? And these people are actually getting the admits and they're getting the funding, and a lot of these people have applied through us. I know them personally. I actually have been in touch with them. I can look at their names and I can tell them that yes, we got them in there. But these profiles right there at the top for fall 2022, it doesn't make sense. What is NYU doing? I think that it is fair to ask NYU the question that why is no one seeming to get the admit, or are you just saving the admits for the last, or because it's already pretty late. I mean, fall 2022 admits, for NYU at least. NYU is one of the universities that gives out these admits pretty fast. They don't really wait too long. So, based on the previous trend, this is completely the opposite. And everyone's getting the rejects. So where are you sending the applications? What are you doing with them? Do you not have space, or have you just deferred all of these students from last year? What's going on? We're going to try to reach out to NYU to get an answer for you guys. But I just wanted to bring out this information to you. This is really the whole scenario. If you got a reject, don't worry about it. It's probably not even your fault. It's, for all I can see over here, it's NYU's fault because they have not even admitted a single, even a single student. If I could see, if you guys have gotten admits, please write down your profiles over here. Let us see, which person got the admit. And we'd really like to compare. We'd really like to do some sort of a, soul searching in terms of how this year they're basically not giving out any admits. What kind of profiles are getting admitted. I'd love if you could just submit your profile over here if you have gotten an admit. But I'm pretty sure there's none of you guys out there, right? So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope that this does not happen with any other student. Actually, this is actually very, very disgraceful. They're taking the application fee. They're taking these students' time, and it just doesn't make sense to me. I would not recommend students to apply to NYU based on this, at least next year, if this continues to be the trend, of course. All right, thank you so much for watching. And again, subscribe to the channel if you're interested in more such videos. I'll see you in the next one. Again, more such updates on my Instagram coming up to you directly very, very quickly. So make sure to follow me over there as well. Goodbye and take care.